the mayor in an order and a memorandum of agreement between Mayor Paul Coogan and the Fall River City Council regarding outside legal counsel.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt has been made by Councilor Pereira, seconded by Councilor Reposo. Is there discussion on this item? On the adoption of the memorandum of agreement between the mayor and the city council. Council Vice President Dion.
Yeah, I would just like to state that a lot of time and effort did go into this. I think the goal was to be a bridge between the city council and the administration, to try to bring people to the table. How people vote, whether they agree with it, don't agree with it, is fine. People don't have to agree with it. Was there compromise that went in? Absolutely. You have to have compromise in many situations. And whatever this and I want to be very clear. It was always about the body. It was never about the president and myself. We made it clear from day one, there was no agreement that could be signed by us. There was no agreement that could be rock solid. We could not bind this council to anything. And at every meeting we had, I would tell the administration, before anything else can happen, before we can move forward, everything we've discussed and any MOAs that come out of these meetings have to go to the council, to the body, because this MOA and moving forward is about the body. It's not about me. It's not about the council president. So whatever this body votes today is the direction we will move in. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. Anything for Councilor Dean?
Thank you, Mr. President. So I just want to kind of echo my sentiments of Vice President, and I want to thank the President and Vice President for their due diligence on this work. I know there was a lot of meetings that took place to try to get to the place we're at. I can tell you that, especially for the Vice President, I was involved in the last meeting. She did reach out to me to try to bridge the discussion between myself and Corporation Counsel, and I will say it was a productive meeting. It was a very long meeting. There was a lot of back and forth in terms of what was before us in this MOA. But overall, when we start looking at the MOA, I think it's a great compromise, because that's what it was. It was a compromise. And when we start talking about the body as the city council, the lens that we looked at this from was not this current administration or this current council, but it was future administrations and future councils, and making sure that there was some safety nets and protections for both sides. Number one, not to circumvent the administration or Corporation Counsel, but to give, again, some reassurance to the council. If there is a disagreement, we have the authority to seek a second legal opinion. Nothing that would be binding, but to really just get a second set of eyes on any type of legal opinion that was sent down, or any opinions that have been submitted even without our request, so that we can kind of get some reassurance on where it stands. So overall, I want to thank Council President, especially Council Dion, who really kind of, ushered this through. Corporation Counsel, I think he did a phenomenal job in terms of giving in certain areas as well as the City Council. And I think overall, this is a MOU that will benefit this council, future councils, and the administration. That being said, I can tell you that I had commit to Corporation Counsel that there was an ordinance that was submitted with regards to legal counsel. So I'll be filing a resolution to have that removed from ordinance, because it was in this MOU. Part of my agreement was that we would not have an ordinance, and that this MOU would pretty much be the Bible in terms of where we were going with regards to getting outside legal counsel and the process that it would take place. So I'll submit a resolution to have that removed and go through the process, and hopefully we'll have the support of the council. But overall, I think this MOU is a great starting point, and then obviously the council will have to come up with a policy in terms of how we go about entertaining getting outside legal when we can request second legal opinions, things of that nature. But again, kudos to the administration and to council leadership for really trying to kind of usher this through and bridge the gaps between our disagreements and differences that we had. So with that, I yield.
Thank you. Councilor Camara.
Yeah, just curious, maybe through the chair to my colleague C1, does that mean that there will never be an ordinance, or can any other council create an ordinance that will put into effect what you had in that ordinance? What if 5 or 6 years from now, a council is different and someone says we should have an ordinance to put in certain things in place? Will that null and void this agreement, or do you think that's something?
Yeah,
I
I don't, I
appreciate
don't,
the fact you're gonna get rid of your ordinance that you had in there now, but there's
Right.
nothing to prohibit future councilors from saying,
No.
we really need an ordinance to address
no, and
certain things.
no, so short answer is no, it doesn't prohibit future councils from submitting an ordinance. It's whether or not Corporation Council will agree that it's a legal ordinance, right? Like something that could be legally challenged and upheld. You know, one thing we did walk away saying that we're not foregoing the fact that we feel that we have the authority for outside legal, and he's also not foregoing his idea that he has to approve outside legal. So I think it's just, we're not setting any precedent moving forward, but it was just an agreement from my standpoint
Gotcha.
to have that removed. So if future councils want to take up that fight and submit an ordinance, then they have the opportunity to do
All
that.
right, just curious. Thank you. With that, I yield.
Thank you, Counselor. Any further discussion on this? There's a motion to adopt, and I want to, again, thank you to Madam Vice President, it's working with you and Corporation Council, as well as the interim city administrator and the mayor for getting us all in a room to work through these intricacies so that we can move the dial forward here. Again, thank you for everybody's efforts on that. I echo everybody's comments. Motion to adopt has been made and seconded. Hearing no further discussion, roll call, Madam Clerk.